click and you can suck my dick, and everything after that is just machine gun parts, nigga. What not a fear? You touch not a hair. I play to your weight team like I ain't gotta care. Gangsta. Right. Like this shit goes back.
Speak up just a little bit.
This shit goes back, like this is a promise that I made to myself like 20 years ago. Like I saw him, we was in the studio actually out in California in a record plant, and we were trying to find this Prestige track, because that wound up being the song on my album called Do You See. So, but this is the beginning stages of it, so we trying to find, you know, the music itself. So I remember I was with my man Reno, and he sends his assistant, this kid named Ron, nice, short Spanish guy, nice guy, man, cool dude. He sends him to go get the Prestige bundle of beats. So, you know, we in the studio. I'll never forget, he in there getting his hair cut, we all in there, whatever. So he goes get the CDs and brings them back to him, he gives them to him. So he's looking at the CDs, but instead of like taking the CDs and putting it behind, like, nah, this not it, this not it. Instead of doing that shit, he's looking at the CDs like, nah, this not it. And he's throwing them shits on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. So he's throwing these shits on the floor. Now they coming in the cases, so some of them shits is breaking, the CD rolling. Now this nigga gotta go pick all these shits up, and I'm just saying to myself, like, damn, son. You get off humiliating niggas like that?
Damn.
Like, that shit ain't cool. And I never forgot that. I never shared this story with nobody, my nigga. Like, but I never forgot that shit. And I made a promise to myself, like, yo, if he violated me in any way, I was gonna let him know, man. I was gonna try to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't do that to people. You don't humiliate people like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what type of position of power you're in or whatever. You don't humiliate another man like that. That shit just is, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And why are you comfortable doing that shit, man?
Right.
I don't understand that shit. And I never forgot that shit, man. And I made a promise to myself, like, if he ever did anything to me to violate me in any kind of way, he was gonna know about it. And you know, like, that's where we are right now. Like, I never had a problem with Puff personally. You know, until I found out that he trying to implement this fucking, trying to silence my voice from platforms and all this shit. Like, nah, I never had I'm the nigga that took the short bag and never said nothing. 20 years, never said nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't, you know, like, I can't understand for the life of me why any kind of, you know, thing is in place to stop me from speaking about, because I never said nothing thus far. So why would you worry about me saying anything now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, nah, I can't live with that.
No.
I can't live with that. I mean, and this is without provocation. You know what I'm saying? If I did something to you, cool. Like, I know what it is, but this is without provocation. And just to show you how real I try to keep it, I reached out to some people to try to get some clarity. If I did do something to you that I don't know, that may have offended you, then cool. Let's get some resolution, because I'm not above resolution. You know what I'm saying? But when nothing comes back and it's just like, you know, so, you know, the same way I'm not above resolution, I'm not above conflict either. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this is where we are. And, you know, I know who he is. It's Puff. You know, he's this grand Svengali, and he's this mogul, and yeah, I get it, man. I mean, I may not come out the victor, but he gonna know he been in the fight, man.
Right.
And that's just the bottom line. And that's just why it's at where it's at.
Well, when was the last time you seen him face to face?
I haven't. It's been years. It's been years since I've seen him. I haven't seen him in a very long time.
Let's go back to the beginning. Why don't you describe? First of all, tell my viewers exactly who you are, because we kind of led them into a story about Diddy. We're gonna go back to that, but go ahead, state your name, gangster.
What up? Source Money, Brooklyn's finest. You already know what it is, ghostwriting.
Without a doubt. Tell me, how did you end up working with Puff to begin with?
I got a call from Jay-Z saying that, he wanted to introduce me to Puff to do some work for him. There was a song that, he wanted me to write, and it was the Missing You record, but, Jay and Big was so close that I guess it was kind of difficult for him to put that together, so he called me to do it, and that's how I wound up doing, the I'll Be Missing You record for Puff.
Damn. So that line about me and you taking trips, buying you new clothes and kicks.
Yeah, that's
me
me.
and you, that's you,
Yeah.
my man. I ain't just, a journalist, and I don't just, I don't just have this Gully TV platform. I'm an absolute fan of this hip hop shit.
Right.
So I'm just thrilled to know that shit. It might be something small to you,
Nah.
but I'm like, damn, as many as times I'd have listened to that song and shit.
Yeah.
Word.
No, I respect though. It's all good. It's all love.
So how do you ghostwrite a song and it comes out with so much passion, as if you actually took the trips with took the trips with Big, and
Yeah. Nah, it's really no different than, being an actor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta become that person, and only thing is, instead of having a script to read from, the script is in your mind, and you put, this is what I think they would want to say here. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's just really about stepping out of yourself and becoming that person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What type of skill set does it require to be a ghostwriter? Because that's what you just announced yourself as.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What type of gifts were you was you born being gifted with, penning stories, or did you start out doing poetry? Like, you get paid to write for people. You know what I'm saying? What is it? What's required to do this? Is it, second nature to you?
I think it's absolutely a gift, but it's a gift that I've worked at over the years. Like, so, I've been writing for people since '94. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, it's just a matter of honing your craft. And once you get, I think to be a successful ghostwriter, you have to be comfortable. In order to be comfortable with being somebody else, you have to be comfortable with yourself first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's the key. Just from a creative standpoint, I'm comfortable with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it makes it easier for me to step out of myself and do something different. It's almost challenging. You know what I mean? And I'm up for the challenge.
I got a relationship with 40 Cal. He's a Dipset member. Sometimes he don't like to be called that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about being called a Roc-A-Fella, a member of the Roc-A-Fella camp? Because I had CDs in college, and your name was on them. Sauce Money, you was definitely on Roc-A-Fella. So how do you feel about that? Because you announced yourself as the ghostwriter, and you from Marcy. How do you feel about the Roc-A-Fella tag? That ain't nothing that you never really promoted it.
Early on, you know what I'm saying, but it's a part of my journey. So it's it's just a part of the recipe. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, so at that moment, whenever we was doing our thing together, it meant something.
Right.
It still means something, but just not like it did when I was on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like being on a team. You rock for that team while you're on that team, but when you're not on that team no more, then you gotta put your energies into whatever team you're on then. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all good. Like, it's a part of my history.
So you on Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs. Yeah.
They don't do those just grand finale type posse cuts in hip hop no more and shit. We was blessed to have that. I remember I just interviewed Nature not long ago. He was on Banned from TV, and I'm sitting here with you, and you was on a really big posse cut, man. What was that like? Being on the record with all them guns like that.
it's a challenge because you know you got nothing but spitters on there, so you know you wanna be able to say the flyest shit. You know what I'm saying? Because whoever could take the top apple on that record
Right.
is the nigga.
Y'all was reaching.
Oh nah, yeah, like yeah. I mean it's a toss up. You know, you could close your eyes and pick one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people say Sheik. I thought I like Sheik verse. Me personally, I thought Sheik had an ill verse. But I mean, you know, Jada Styles, Beans, Jay, myself, like, you know, like everybody's somebody's favorite on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What was it like? Was y'all in the studio together?
Nah,
Or
we
that was
wasn't.
one of them situations where just send your verse in.
Well, I think I might have been the last one to do my verse. Everybody else's verse was together. Because at that time, I wasn't really on Roc-A-Fella. Like,
Okay.
so it was kind of like, I don't really know how I got on that shit, to be honest with you. Because I wasn't on Roc-A-Fella. I don't
Right.
know what kind of space we was in. I don't even know if we was in the best space or whatever.
Right.
But I remember getting a call like, yo, you know, I'ma always support JJ, my man. You know what I mean? So whether I'm directly on Roc-A-Fella or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a history from the dirt, from the, you know what I'm saying? So,
No doubt.
but yeah, it was challenging. It was challenging. So you probably ain't gonna get another record like that.
Yeah, you got one of those voices where, like I told you actually talk the way you sound on a record.
Yeah.
Let me get the first 6-7 bars of that Reservoir
You
Dogs.
motherfuckers is sick, don't think sauce or shit. So many niggas on my nuts, I thought I lost my dick. Picture me falling off from camera shy. Hammers fly, might miss you, but your man had died. What's the difference? Either way, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Niggas don't be getting that shit on their media platforms, man. That's what I told them. This Belly TV shit is different.
Nah, we see
You can't buy this shit. What you just did, you can't buy this shit, man.
We see you, my nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
We see you.
I appreciate it, man.
We see you.
Tell me about what it was like. Tell me what your address was in Marcy, and tell me what it was like growing up there.
546 Flushing Avenue, apartment 4B.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the world is a ghetto, so it's the same shit everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, basketball, broads, eventually, you know, you get into the drug thing, and it, you know, I never really tried to promote that like that. It is a part of my life,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But that's just how it was growing up. It wasn't something that I had to do, but it was almost like what was going on at the time. You know
That's what it was. Yeah.
You know, so, yeah.
How'd you meet Jay-Z?
Shit, probably playing basketball in the back. You know what I'm saying? As a
Hov
kid.
used to hoop too.
Oh no, Jay used to get busy.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Is he left-handed?
Yeah, he's ambidextrous though. That's what made him ill. He
Okay.
was either hand. Yeah.
So you met him playing basketball?
Yeah, in the back, growing up. Yeah, baseball, football on the road, all that shit. We did all that shit. You know what I'm
Word.
saying?
Word. So when did the hip hop shit come into play? Was Shawnee D, or he was just Sean when y'all was hooping? Was it a progressive relationship? He started out, you know what I'm saying, like.
I mean, I knew him as Sean, but he eventually became Jay because he started doing music with jazz. And for me, it might have been about 88, 89 maybe. He had this tape circulating throughout the P's. And I took that tape with me down to school when I used to go to school in South Carolina at Allen University. And, you know, I used to play basketball and we used to go on on the road games and we'd be in the back of the bus and I'd be spitting the nigga rhymes and shit. And, you know, niggas would be going crazy and shit. So I'm like, damn, I'm seeing the reaction to that shit.
Right.
I'm like, well, let me start trying to write and push my own shit and see what I could come up with. So that's what kind of gave me the spark to, you know, to really get into music like that.
Right. When did at what point did it come to you that it was gonna be a label called Roc-A-Fella?
We had, you know, tried to get, you know, a lot of deals. Like, people don't really know, like, how many doors that was slammed in niggas' faces. You know, nobody could see the vision. You know, they didn't see, you know, Jay as a solo artist. We had a group called the Hard Pack. They didn't see that. You know, so it was just like, it wasn't really any other alternative but to do your own shit at that point.
Right.
So this is about maybe 95, is end of 94, 95 is when they started to really put Roc-A-Fella together.
So this is around the time that you first encountered Dame and Biggs.
Yeah.
They started coming around the projects.
Right. Yeah, those were the first times you know, first, you know, we used to go uptown because Jay used to work with this group called Original Flavor.
Right.
So, you know, that's kind of where I first met Dame and Biggs uptown.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Was you in that pool hall when Jay was battling DMX?
Yeah, I went on before him.
You was battling somebody that night?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who'd you battle?
I killed something. I don't know who he was, but he should be dead still. but yeah, I remember it was a young lady by the name of Roughness, Original Flavor, me, and then J Battle X last. We had to get on top of the pool table and stand on the pool table.
Right.
Like the pool hall was, you couldn't move. It was
Right.
so crowded.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, I remember one dude was rapping, and as he was rapping, he was talking about guns, and he actually pulled out a hammer while he rapping and all that.
Right.
I mean, legendary night, man. Legendary.
Wow. So X and J was the final battle that night?
Yeah, X and J was the final battle, yeah.
Coming into that, was you aware of who DMX was? Did he have a reputation? He was just some nigga from uptown. I mean, some nigga from Yonkers.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was until I seen him battle. I hadn't heard of him,
Right.
you know, but when he got up there, he did his thing. Like,
Was you shocked?
You know what? I wasn't really shocked because just based off of the crowd and the support, because you remember we in their backyard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but just based off of the crowd and the energy, I couldn't see them getting behind a bum ass nigga like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, so when he came out and did his thing, then it made sense. You know what I'm saying?
Like, oh, I see why he's here. Now I know why he's here.
Yeah, it made sense, man. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Great battle, though.
Right.
Great battle. Great battle.
So, bam. Who worked with you on your first on your solo project?
Primo, Clark Kent, Jay, Puff, Toad. Yeah, that's about it. I may be forgetting one or two people, but for the most part, that was really, you know what I'm saying, the nucleus of it.
So after that, Sauce Money became the ghostwriter. So
Right.
that's where you went.
Right. So you know, that's how I survived
Right.
throughout the years. Yeah, just putting pen to paper for people.
Primarily, you was one of Puff's hired guns.
I mean, he had a lot of writers, so I wouldn't say primarily. I
Right.
would say that, you know, what the work that we put in probably was the most successful.
Missing you. Right.
It's a monster.
Out of here.
I mean, you know, especially with just like everything surrounding Big's death and the timing of it, and you know, the marketing strategy that they put into it. And,
Did you think it was gonna be that big when you was writing that on a loose leaf?
Nobody could imagine that being that big. Like, no, if Jay knew what it was gonna be, he would have wrote it.
What was that like watching that shit blow up in that pot like that?
I don't know. I don't really get too hype. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not here. I'm not here. It's just, you know what I'm saying. I thought it was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew the money was gonna go up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knew that, but you know.
So Harlem, man. Harlem. I be in Harlem, man. The only thing moving, man. Keeping the game up. Yup. 40th. Harlem.